tell you about the glory days of OG gaming. One of the earliest, not the first, I don't remember when I got it. Early 90s, 90, 91, 92, 93. I had my Nintendo, got it in like 88, 89. And I had all my other games Mario Brothers, your Metal Gear. Solid didn't come till later. Metal Gear. One of my favorites, Bionic Commando. But one of the games that I was able to get, don't remember how, don't remember if anybody bought it, if I traded for it. And by trading, I don't mean no freaking GameStop. That shit didn't exist. I did. We would do that with our neighbors, of course. Borrow games. Sometimes you like a game enough, you could completely trade for it permanently. Give them this, you get that, so on and so forth. I don't remember how I got my Ninja Gaiden, but I had Ninja Gaiden on the Nintendo, and it was one of the most thought-provoking and historical games that I could remember having early. And I'm not saying it was the first one to ever do it. I'm just saying I don't remember. I had plenty of games before Ninja Gaiden on the NES. I do not remember any of them having cutscenes. Not before this one. I remember after this one. I don't remember before. Matter of fact, you know what? Hold on. I I I could probably think again. It wasn't the first one. I'm just saying in my household. Hold on. NES Ninja Gaiden. What year? Arcade game. Okay, so that one came out in 1988. So it was the first one. And what I was thinking at the time, when did this one come out? 1989. 1989. Okay. Ninja Gaiden was the first one I had that actually had a cutscene on it. And of course, I'm talking about the cutscene at the beginning of the game where you see the two ninjas squaring off, and then boom. See this picture right here? That. Now, in this particular game, they make you relive that opening scene. Except they make you play through instead of just watching it. But back then, it was just an opening cutscene. And I wasn't used to that. I had Mario Brothers. I had uh, well, I borrowed it up until me and her traded for it because I had a neighbor that had the game, The Legend of Cage. She wasn't all that. It was a girl. She wasn't all that in love with it. I, on the other hand, was completely in love with The Legend of Cage, which I also have on my PlayStation right now. Thank God they brought it and then restored it and all that shit. The Legend of Cage was a ninja game and whatnot, and it had a story, but it didn't really they didn't say anything. Just go save this princess. That's all they did. They didn't do anything else. Oh, girl gets kidnapped, and they don't put anything into her. She just gets snatched. As soon as the game starts, you see her get snatched, and then Cage comes in, lands, twirls his blade one time, and then you proceed from there. That was what you called a story back then. Then Ninja Gaiden comes out, and then there's a whole. Then they cross blades, and then they land on their feet, and then one falls to the ground because he lost, he's about to die. You know, that type of shit. That was the first time I really seeing it. And as far as like what I was thinking about, because I'm like, was it the first one that I had? It was another game on Nintendo called Osteonics, and it had a shit ton of cutscenes. But I had to see who did it first. So Ninja Gaiden, 1988. Of course, it got there first before Osteonics. So I want to make sure I was clear on that. Again, neither one of them were probably the first, but in the line of games that I had, this was the first one. I was used to just Mario, as soon as Mario Brothers, as soon as you start, just proceed. Proceed. You figure out the story. The princess has been kidnapped by King Koopa. The end. Go save her. And then they just kind of leave it at that. That was the glory days of gaming. They just kind of left shit at that. You'll figure it out as time goes along. There's nothing for us to really get into that need to be discussed like that at this point. You'll figure it out. Other than that, they got nothing else for you. Whereas Ninja Gaiden was the first, and it was a to play. All Nintendo games didn't really hold your hand back then. Even the really, really kiddie ones like Bubble Bobble. I had one called Snake Rattle and Roll. It was the most interesting game on planet Earth, but it was also the most frustrating fucking game on planet Earth. They were very simple, but they were also very complicated. You get what I'm saying? But I don't think I ever beat the original Ninja Gaiden game on Nintendo. I don't think I ever did. I could get to a certain point, and then I was fucked up, and then I'm just out, get frustrated, throw the controller, and then go on with your life. But beat it, I don't remember ever beating that game. There was a lot of them back then. Because Ninja Gaiden, I used to play Ninja Gaiden, and I used to play the Battle of Olympus a lot. The Battle of Olympus kissed my ass because that RPG, by today's standards, is fucking hard. Dude, I appreciate them going the extra mile. A AAA, independent companies are making these 2D side scrollers left to right, and most of them are good. And I'm happy that they're putting it out there. But there's something about a AAA. There's something about a AAA fucking publisher that they've had the last 40, 50 years to get the shit right, get all of the everything that needs to be worked out is worked out. So independent games, they're cheaper and they're fun, but then you get like a Capcom or a Sony or a Bethesda or somebody that in the upper echelon of game development, and they know what to do. They just haven't done it in a long time, but it's like riding a bike for them, I would imagine. You know what I'm saying? But check this game out. It brought back a whole lot of great memories. Yeah, I love Ragebound. Complicated, but not too complicated.